welcome back to the GSTL. I am Wolf, with me is Caldor, and FXOpen has sent out the Lean Octopus. The last life, he's got to go through 4 different opponents if FXOpen is going to take this here.
And I like his map choice, I really like it. He is doing what I just talked about before the break. He chose Antigua as his map because he knows that he has to play it eventually. He prefers playing it against Maru instead of having to face Marine King or Beyond on this map. Really good choice, trying to get it out of the way. And there we have the two of them. Lino to the left, Maru to the right. Zerg versus Terran. And Lino just coming back from MLG, doing such a great job there, defeating players like Bomber over and over again, taking down Keen and Kodes, winning against Bogus with a 2-0. He is such a tough opponent to face. He will definitely give Maru a run for his money. And this is what it comes down to. I mean, think about it. If you're Prime and you prepare for this team match, what do? You prepare a few players for Lino. You know that you will have to overcome this obstacle at some point.
I've just chatted briefly with the players, and Leonok said, "It's from my mind. You know, I have to do it no matter what, so I might as well do it now." And Maru actually said he doesn't really like this map in the chat, so we'll see how that actually plays out for him. It looks like it's going to be really good for Leonok. In the end, he's got to beat 4 players. The first one is Maru. This is the GSTL with Caldor and Wolf.
Starting to the bottom of the map, we have the last man standing for Team FXO. It's the Zerg in orange. It is
FXO Lino.
The Octopus, known for his creep spread and his multi-pronged attacks, multitasking as well.
He eats his enemies alive, his victims, and well, he's up against the first player of the Prime team that he has to face. It is starting on the top of the map.
Maru, fly!
The Marine Prince.
Such a young player. Hiding his Clydeburns behind that headset, but they are really starting to come through. It's part of becoming a man. Appetizer, main dish, and dessert. It's the Prime Chain 3 barracks course. And speaking of barracks, we're definitely going to have a forward barracks play here with the position of this. I think, actually, you know, with no second barracks queued up, it could just be that he wants his opponent to think he's going for a CC first, or he's trying to scare him a little bit.
I actually love that we are seeing a Terran versus Zerg with Leonok playing, because I talked to Leonok a lot about this map and about what his choices are here. We have him starting with a normal 15 hatch, and of course he's up against this double barracks play that he will scout immediately with the Overlord.
He needs to check for the second one, and he does.
But let's just get a little bit into what usually happens on this map. The problem that Zerg has is getting a 4th base and establishing a position in the middle of the map. If the Terran player is able to siege up at the Zalnaga Watchtower, it's really difficult for Zerg to get a base in the middle. You have the bases to the left and to the right side, of course, but drop play is just so good for Terran. So what Leonok actually does on this map is pretty cool. He goes for 3 bases, and he doesn't get a 4th. If his opponent doesn't really allow it and gives him like an easy opportunity to take a 4th base, he stays on 3 bases, and he told me that he's completely fine with having 3 bases as long as he makes sure that he has Spine Crawlers and Spore Crawlers in position so that he can just protect them.
Yeah.
He wants to protect 3 bases, and then on 3 bases he builds up in a Broodlord composition on this map and moves out.
And then starts to take 4th, for example.
Usually he's even able to end the game right then and there. So this is kind of the strategy that he has. He told me that with a 4th base he's not too happy. He doesn't like to play Ultralisk. Sometimes he's forced to play them, but usually he just tries to establish 3 bases, defend them, turtle a little bit, get this composition, and move out. That's his style, and that differs from a lot of other Zergs.
Yeah, you know, Hyun has said similar things about this map in the past as well. This bunker is not going to finish. Yeah, he gets 1 drone, but with 4 lings plus the drone train here, it's going to be cancelled for sure. And in fact, we'll lose a Marine as well. Really nice micro on it till the end, but cancel, and the pressure continues for a little bit longer here. He saved the SCV, but Lenog is totally fine here, even against the next wave of Marines.
He's not even getting too many Zerglings here. He knows that with the extra queens, he will be completely fine against this. He's even starting his Zergling speed now, and in this particular scenario, speed is all that he needs. I mean, speed is just the best thing that you can have when your opponent is pressuring you with Marines early on.
Yeah, he pulls out all but one from the gas, so he may be planning some aggression to follow this up with the early speed he has, because he knows his opponent's a little bit awkward. He's going to have to move his barracks into his main again. He's going to lose a little bit of production time.
Well, this is definitely
is really
possible.
brave by Maru to just continue the attack like this with those queens. He's losing a lot of hit points.
The thing is that Maru doesn't really know about the speed, and he probably doesn't expect that there's already gas for Lenog. So right now, he's in a position where he will maybe overextend himself because he just doesn't have these information, and Maru is getting a third base. You talked about the timing that Lenog could try to hit, and this is definitely his style, trying to be aggressive early on. I could certainly see him going for it.
Really nice micro here actually by both players, saving that queen at the last second. In fact, she was down to about 2 hit points.
The additional Zerglings, they are ready.
Speed is as well. These Marines are not going anywhere.
No, he doesn't even need speed to surround them. Really, really well done. Speed just finishes, and this is the time that he chose to walk across the map, to run across the map, and try and
needs his wall. He needs his wall. It's going to be close. I think he'll get it. He just barely will get it.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
He needs to.
He needs Marines now.
Yeah.
He needs Marines fast.
I don't know if he's actually going to be...
No,
I don't think
he won't.
He can. He needs another SCV.
It will break. And there it is. The wall is down. The Zerglings are in there. And Lenog is now in Zerg
He's
Paradise.
going to camp those barracks. A forced cancel here. And he can't get into the main base, but this is going to have to be canceled. That orbital is not going to be able to...
And look at this early lair tech for Lenog on 32 Harvesters. He's immediately going for lair right now. This is a brilliant position for him. There's only one Marine on the top. Yeah, he can't really run up the ramp, but still, this is brilliant for him. Denying the natural, going in there, aggression, shut down the early aggression by the Prime player. Just look at the supply. The supply alone already kills the tail.
Lenog's going to shut down this SCV as well. There's a bunker block on the third, so Maru knows there's no third hatchery there. The thing is, canceling those barracks is also important because if he goes for a big attack now, looks like he may decide to go for a Baneling attack, or if he goes for Mutas, the Marine count is going to be significantly lessened because those barracks are so
And
late.
we'll just think about how long Lenog will be able to block this natural. There are 3 Marines. He needs to wait until he has more Marines, until he has a few Hellions. That's the time when he can finally move down. So right now, Lenog is playing such a great game. He's going for Infestors already. He's going for the Baning Nest. He has everything that he needs here and is doing such a great job. This could not go any better for him. This early speed upgrade really, really helped him.
Maru is trying to go for a nice little bait with that Marine. He's trying to also get the information he needs about how many Lings he's dealing with here. And the bait actually succeeds. He kills the Marine on the low ground, but loses way more Zerling support than he should have. And this bunker block is now annoying Lenog, so he's not out of the woods yet. He's going to have to deal with some of these minor annoyances to him.
Yeah.
And the siege tank production has started. He actually skipped Hellions, which is genius in this case. But going for Hellions this late is kind of scary. A little Baneling trap being set for Lenog as well with 2 Banelings on the side. I'm not sure how well this is actually going to work out without Burrow. It's almost done, and I think he's going to see this.
I think he will be able to burrow it. This is so close.
Is he paying attention? That's the question.
And he burrows in the mineral line. But the question now is, does Maru know?
I think he absolutely does know, but he doesn't have a scan, so he can't mine yet. Oh, he's sending the SCVs down.
Oh, wow.
Does he not know?
Don't tell me he didn't see it.
It's like he's waiting for a scan, but, well, doesn't matter. Boom.
Oh my god. He killed 11 Harvesters.
And he's even going to get some more here. Grabs onto 2 of those weakened ones.
Holy no.
And he burrowed one of those Lings during that siege tank attack.
He forces another scan. This is brilliant. This is the best play ever. He has 54 Harvesters against 30. He's taking a third base in the middle of the map.
Yeah. That's just very telling of where we are right now. And uh-oh. Infestor coming out.
He has Infestor as well as Maru doesn't even have a starport.
You know, Lenog got himself a nickname during MLG, Infestor Gadget. We'll see what he's going to do with all these Infestors he's making right now. Infestors are a very talked about unit right now, but the fact remains that whether he made them or not, he could have almost made anything with the lead that he has.
Yeah. He played brilliant in the early game. The speed helped him so much. Of course, Maru already also in a position where he just made a few choices because of the limited scouting information that he had that were turned just out to be wrong. He lost every single Marine, then he wasn't able to save his natural, had to lift, had to go into the main base.
This turret is going to be a big problem, though. That was a close call, almost losing an Infestor there. The Banelings are going to have to really hug that left side. Okay, so he's going to set the trap here instead. I like that.
The drone count is getting a little bit out of control here. He already has 63 drones. He is close to matching Maru's overall supply with just his drone supply. Going for the spy attack already. He can start with the hive anytime he wants. There it is.
Will he scan here? It's starting to look like he's thinking about it. He's sending Marines across the map to spot any potential run-bys while he takes his third command center over there. I think in one or two more SCVs, he may even just lift it right now as the cycle finishes. He needs to get that third.
These Banelings are just what Lenok usually does, trying to burrow them. And you know, this is also what I talked about earlier. Usually he just tries to hug 3 bases, but right now he knows that he has such a huge lead in the game that he can safely establish a 4th base. Because what exactly is Maru going to do about it? It's not like he has the force to move out and actually take it down. And right now, with him with the Terran player trying to establish the 3rd base, he might actually just walk to the left with the Marines over the Banelings, and if he doesn't scan, he might lose too many Marines now.
Oh, look at that. Gonna catch this Marine with those 2 lings. Yeah, you're right. Moving over to scan, this is a perfect trap that Lenok has set. And I think it's absolutely intentional. Lenok does stuff like this where he tries to bait people into his Mutalisk, kill Medivacs. He tries to bait Marines into Mutalisk, kill the Marines. He is a trapper. He actually might as well be Yu-Gi-Oh! And here come the Marines. He's not quite close enough to those Banelings to activate, though. But the Infestors are as good as Banelings in this case. And he's just going to grab this group of Marines and kill them.
There it is already. This is brutal.
Oh, those Banelings. Will he try to unburrow them? Nope.
But he forces stims, and without Medivacs in the game, just now the first 2 are about to finish, this doesn't really help him a lot. The poor SCV. Right on top of the Banelings, and then the Banelings explode, the tanks fire as well.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, at the end of the day, he didn't get that bunker up, which is pretty important. And this is similar to what you talked about. He's on 4 bases, technically, but one of them is only mining gas, and he's getting that Greater Spire out.
He's getting +2/+2 at the same time as his opponent does. He's always trying to force those SCVs off the mineral line. Doing a very good job here. He's controlling this game at every second.
I think you just walk up the ramp with the Infestors. I think that's what he's going to do. Yeah, he's got to just make sure he skirts away from that turret. And he will actually be able to trap these SCVs. He's just going to drop the best of Terrans. I thought he might go for a fungal instead, but...
He has to lift the command center.
Maybe? I don't know if this is the right way to do this.
Well, he's trading energy now for Marines. He has to stim, he's trading the energy. There are enough Zerglings in the middle of the map, so even if Maru would decide to move out, there would be an answer by Lenok.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him use a fungal on the SCVs instead. Oh, that was a bad choice. That's like saying, hey, look, I'm back behind your mineral line, please kill me.
Well, he keeps Maru busy.
Yeah, and Maru actually doesn't have enough energy for scans, it looks like.
And Maru is just trying to get Medivacs into the game when he needs Vikings. There are 5 Broodlords already on being off.
Lenok is basically a step and a half ahead at every moment in this game since the beginning. And things are getting worse and worse. Catching another group of Marines here. He's not going to be able to take control of the center if Lenok doesn't want him to. He's a little bit low on energy from those infested Terrans he dropped earlier, so he's going to lose the center for a brief period of time, but the Broodlords will take it back.
He wants the Broodlords. He's still annoying Maru at the 3rd base with a few infested Terrans. Here come the Marines with another stim, trying to put some pressure onto the 4th. But now the Broodlords and the Infestors are on the move, and this is the composition that you want to have. A good bundle takes down this Marine force, and, well, Maru has to hightail it out of there.
Yeah, he's got to get out. Infestors still alive back here. The Infested Terrans being a little bit more annoying. Maru's got a great position. He's trying to hold on where he can. I mean, I'm talking about position of his units. Position-wise in this game, he's very behind. But he's trying to set up a defensive position where he can maybe catch them off guard, but nope, the fungals are good.
And the Banelings will be ready in just a few seconds. Maru is losing nearly his entire army. Here come the few Corruptors that Lenok has, and they take down the Medivacs.
There's not enough anti-air here for Maru, and here come the Banelings!
Oh my god.
and he didn't even really have to micro them that well. They just connected. And even though we have no real support for the Broodlords, there's just enough, and the Broodlords can fight the Marines straight up.
He pushes him back, he's on 4 bases, he takes down the Terran army, and Mauro already lost 9,000 resources in this game, whereas Linux just lost 5,000 of this. Now the Medivacs are going to die. We still have energy on the Infestors. There are too many Broodlords. One Viking is not going to be enough.
GG. Well played by Lenok, taking an early lead and running with it. That's how it's done.
Yeah, the Lenoctopus taking his first victim. And now, of course, the question is, what is the Prime team going to do? They have Jan on the bench, they have Marine King, or it might be someone completely different, could be Classic.
I want to say Classic because, well, that's a Classic jersey right there. I got one of those back at home. It's actually one of the sickest jerseys that we've ever seen. TSL jersey and the FOU jersey, the old TSL jersey, the red one, those are so sick.
Gerard actually looking like really concerned there for a second. I'm like, you're still up 4-2. So far everything's fine, Gerard. You still need one player to defeat Lenok, but right now you're still in a good spot.
Yeah, that was not the way I think Gerard envisioned that game going on Antigua. And now Antigua's gone. You use a Terran on Whirlwind? Not so much on Muspelheim even. Maybe it's time for a Classic on Ohana. Ohana, good map for Protoss versus Zerg. Can take that third relatively easy, or just do your straight up Immortal push. I think that's the best choice right now. Classic on Ohana. Then later you might use on. I mean, if you want to use Bjorn against him, you can't really use Whirlwind. So we could also see Bjorn and Marine King on Ohana.
Well, it kind of depends if you want to give Lenok the chance to gain some momentum. So do you use Marine King right now? Do you give someone else a chance? Or what exactly are you going to do? I mean, in the end, the players that we're going to see are probably Bjorn and Marine King, and then either Classic, maybe even Tyrius and the ZVZ. I don't know. We're going to find out.
Well, I think we're going to find out right now.
Yep. There's the bench.
I really want to know.
Bjorn to the top left.
Marine King top right.
And it is Tyrius.
Is actually the choice. This is not what I expected, but at the same time, you know, ZBZ was actually just kind of out of my mind. After Boom Boom was gone, I always feel like, yeah, there's Tyrius, but it doesn't seem like Prime has the best Zerg lineup right now.
You know why I said Tyrius? I saw when we were backstage in the break, I actually saw him pacing, and I'm like, you look a little bit nervous. You actually look like you are preparing for something, like you're trying to get ready. So that's the only reason why I dropped his name. Yep. And there he is, up against Lenok.
You know, he's actually trained with these guys, as he was one of the top members of FOU back in the day. You probably remember Terry's FOU, that idea of ID floating around. He also used to use the ID Bumblebee, if you don't want to, if you want to like have all the aliases so you don't get confused. This guy, though, as of late, has not really been very relevant. He's popped in and out of the booth a few times, but he's not somebody you think of like you think of Bjorn or Marine King or Classic. You just don't think of him like that. You think of him as somebody that Gerard might be putting out right now to get him some more experience. That might be what he's doing right now.
And it's also a different matchup. So now we have at least the ZBZ, so if you use other Terran players, then Lenok will have to change his mindset accordingly, which is of course not something that he's not able to do, but still. This is mixing things up. Makes it a little bit harder for Lenok, but this is going to be an interesting one. There are so many snipe builds that you can actually go for, so let's see what exactly he has up his sleeves. And they must be confident.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Gerard at the very least must be confident. Tyrius, you know, we talked about earlier, he seemed a little bit nervous and stressed out. Even right now, not looking like, I mean, he's not looking like he's panicking or anything. He doesn't look like, we've got this.
Most of the games that he is playing are on online tournaments where he tries to prevail. And his CVZ win rate is not too bad, with a 57% win rate, 26 wins and 20 losses.
Everyone has that moment where they're like left, or they're like, where's the L and R on this headset? That's why reversible headsets are great, man. That's what we got right now. I could actually take this off right now and turn it around, and nobody would know. Nobody would know.
I was actually told that the cable is always to the left, I think.
I just did it. I wouldn't do it again because it's awkward, and we have to have our things facing each other when we're on camera. Just spare me a moment. This actually feels really weird.
Okay, your hair looks like so you did something when you put on the headset. If that's on camera, I will actually have quite the laugh. Okay, that's better.
I don't know, man. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, you don't have to be sorry. You're the guy with a hair fetish.
Well, I wouldn't call it a fetish. I would more so call it...
come on!
I would more so call it a specific attention to detail.
Okay, granted. You have a specific attention to hair detail.
Yeah.
I have to write that down somewhere. Is this like the he's a special needs person?
You know, one of the best ways to tell a pro gamer from behind is their hair. We'll see what happens here. Lenok is still the last Zerg standing, the last player standing, the last man standing for FXO. Can he take out